paid for the work we've done? When will we be paid for the work we've done?
Across the state, and indeed even outside the state, people are pushing for this important legislation, which is
the clock is ticking. If she has not signed up by December 31st, the bill is dead. In the final analysis, if the governor does not sign the bill, and if our elected representatives have not taken all the steps necessary to persuade her to do so, we, the public, must make it clear that there will be consequences at the next election. Sign the bill now.
I'm representing New York State NAACP. I am the co-chair of the Criminal Justice Division, and I came with a message that comes straight from the president. She said that it's time for us to push. It's time for us to demand. We're not asking. This is not a nice ask anymore. We are making a demand because this is something that we have died for, we have sweated for. Our foreparents, our ancestors have sacrificed so much for us to be here today. So we have to make this claim. So we're not coming here asking nicely. We're not sitting around waiting for the governor to have us change your mind. What we're going to do what we've always done. We're going to organize, we're going to mobilize, we're going to push, we're going to do whatever is necessary for her to sign this legislation, knowing that it's only the beginning. Right. Even her signing it only lays the platform for us to begin the work. It only provides the guideline for us to begin to think about what is necessary for us to have. The president, Dr. Hazel Dukes, told me to let you know that she's going to put the full weight of every New York State branch behind this legislation, and that you can count on her. And so I want to thank you for inviting me here today. I want to thank the December 12th movement for bringing us together and doing the work that you've been known to do. Thank you so much for your perseverance. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
Amen.
Thank you. I represent the New York State Council of Churches. I'm the Deputy Executive Director. We represent over 7,500 churches throughout New York State. And we're here to tell Governor Hochul, sign the bill.
Sign the bill.
Sign the bill.
Sign the bill.
New York State was built on the backs of enslaved peoples. The buildings that are standing here today are monuments to the work and the hard labor and the exploitation that existed at that time. They're still here, they're still serving the city, they're still enriching the city around us, and everyone is inviting and enjoying things that were built for people who suffered for years, decades, and centuries. Not another minute, not another hour. We cannot allow these injustices to persist, these inequalities to persist. Sign the bill when?
Now!
Sign it when?
Now!
And I say this as a member of the faith community. The faith community played a huge role in slavery. And the faith community has a huge role in helping to address the harms that slavery has done. So we should be at the forefront demanding reparations now. When?
Now!
When?
Now!
So I say thank you.
On November 4th, I confronted Kathy Hochul and I told her to sign the bill. And at that time, she told me that she had 335 other bills that she had to sign, as if they were more important than the reparation bill. For far too long, we have suffered and we have toiled as being second-class citizens, and tomorrow lose. So my thing to Kathy Hochul is that when my ancestors came here, we didn't have a welcome back. When Plymouth landed on us, we didn't have a sovereign city or a refuge to go to, like it's being demonstrated today with those that is coming in seeking help. We have to keep that in mind, and we have to keep pushing and keep pressing. And she has an opportunity to show that she is different from her ancestors.
Right.
And she is feeling that. She's showing that the apple really didn't fall too far from the tree.
Exactly.
And as was stated earlier, this is just one little step to get the ball rolling. But yet and still, she talked about 335 other bills that she had to sign. But one bill that she didn't delay on, that was that $1.3 billion stadium up in Buffalo that sits to probably approximately 50,000 people. Now, a reparation bill would help countless, endless, many people. There's many things that you can do that will enhance the lives of countless other people. So our message to Kathy Hochul is to sign the bill.
Sign the bill.
Sign it now.
It's a step. We have a representative from the public advocate here, Jamani Williams, who has endorsed, of course, as he know him, you know he's in support of the bill. So, and knowing his stances on so many things. So we want to bring up his representative, also Ms. Williams.
Thank you. My name is Gina Costello Williams, and I am a borough advocate for Honorable Public Advocate Jamani D. Williams. And I am definitely here to say that this is a bill that has been passed in legislation for over 6 months. And so, yes, as we call for the urgency for Kathy Hochul to use the power of her pen and to sign the bill that has been sitting there on the desk, we must stay urgent. We must stay linked up together. As so many elected officials are in support of this bill, we must keep our footsteps purposeful with intent to stand the test of time, to seek the signing of this bill with her power of the pen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Colette said, this is Democrats abroad, or specifically that, Democrats who are outside the country. They deal with many issues. Their point is that the fact that we're geographically outside of the United States does not mean that we don't participate and don't care about the issues that are happening here. So I'm just going to read you excerpts from this letter. It says, it was a letter that was actually delivered to the governor's office today.
Okay.
It says, we are representatives of a multiracial, intergenerational, interfaith campaign for justice comprised of New York voters and allies living around the state, the country, and the world. We are writing to you to express our support for the creation of a New York State Community Commission on Reparations. Today, historically deprived communities are suffering the ravages of systemic racism in wealth, education, employment, health, housing, and mass incarceration. As we saw in the May 2022 racist mass shooting in Buffalo, such disparities leave black New Yorkers particularly vulnerable to white nationalists looking to prey upon disaffected communities. Ultimately, the tragedy in Buffalo shows us that repairing the harms of racism is not exclusively a matter of reconciling with our past, but also with our shared present in order to protect our collective future. The only way to build a better, safer New York is to face our history and repair the harm of white supremacy's legacy, which has hurt black New Yorkers since the state's foundation. Signing S.1163A is a necessary, critical step towards ensuring an equal, thriving future for black New Yorkers. If not signed by midnight or December 31st, 2023, this bill will die, signaling an opportunity missed to score the biggest legislative win in black New York history. We know.
Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. Peace. Good to be here, standing in support of the Reparation Bill 1163A. And we are asking Governor Hochul to do the right thing, have some decency about her, and get that pen working to sign the Reparation Bill. It is overdue. We have been fighting for reparation, the National Black United Front, along with December 12th, since 2002, and those have came before us, even before us, have been fighting for reparations in Cobra. So we are all in support of New York coming aboard, signing the Reparation Bill. Other states have signed bills. You see, Kansas City has a reparation committee. What's wrong with Governor Hochul? We asked her for a reparation committee. The only thing she has to do is sign the bill.
And that's what reparations is. Simple justice. Who has stolen more African labor and African blood than Wall Street?
That's right.
It's not just the black workers that helped build this city. It's that New York became the financial capital of the world because it was the banking house for the slave masters. The richest guy on Wall Street in the 1860s was a criminal by the name of August Belmont. Does that name sound familiar? Like the Belmont racetrack? He opposed emancipation. He was a son-in-law of Senator Slidell, one of the leaders of the Confederacy, who's one of the biggest plantation owners in Louisiana. His son, August Belmont Jr., was head of the first subway, the Interborough Rapid Transit IRT. Some of that money, that blood drained out of African workers in Louisiana built the subway in New York. Wow. That's simple justice. And Wall Street today exploits the whole world. If they can come up with $14 billion with a snap of the finger for an apartheid regime that's killing Palestinian children, they can come up with at least a commission to study justice for people. Thank you very much.